Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, guys. How are you, everyone? So, we were discussing chapter 9, and in this chapter, we have AC and DC bridges. So, what is bridge basically? In bridge, we have four components. In case of resistance bridge, we have four resistances, and they are connected in such a way that two resistances are parallel with other two, and the midpoints they are connected together with the help of detector. This detector is basically a galvanometer, and this galvanometer has null in the center of scale, because in case with the direction of current, its pointer can go in both ways. It can move into clockwise and anti-clockwise direction with respect to the direction of current. So basically, what is the purpose of this bridges? And that is when we have a balanced bridge, and by balance is meant that the ratio between the left side resistances, that is R1, R2, and is equal to the resistance R3 and Rx, which is basically the unknown resistance. And in this case, only one resistance is variable, by varying which we get basically the ratio equal to the R1 and R2 ratio. So when the resistances, the ratio is balanced, the current in the galvanometer in the detector is zero, because when the resistance ratio is balanced, the midpoint of both sides where the galvanometer is connected, the voltage is going to be same on the both side of the galvanometer. Therefore, there shouldn't be any current flow in this branch. So, therefore, when we balance the resistances, when therefore the bridge is balanced, current is zero, then we can find the Rx value by using the ratios, and that ratio is like this. So the voltage between R1 and R2, the midpoint, we have V2, and we can find it by voltage divider circuit, R2 multiplied by Vs divided by the sum of R1 and R2. Similarly, on the other side, the bottom side, we have unknown resistance Rx, so therefore the voltage, we name it as Vx. So this Vx depends on the value of Rx multiplied by the supply voltage divided by R3 plus Rx. And in this case, R3 is variable resistance. So for a balanced bridge, the galvanometer reading must be zero, and therefore the voltage is V2 equal to Vx, and therefore we can find out that the ratio R1 by R2 and R3 by Rx must be equal, and from where we can find the value of Rx. So this is basically a practical resistive bridge in which we have two resistances R1 R2 fixed, and we can vary the value of R3, and on the output side we can connect the unknown resistance, and then we can find the value of unknown resistance. And because we know there could be smaller variations, that galvanometer may not be sensitive enough that it can measure that small variation. So to enhance the capability of galvanometer, we can use differential amplifier to increase the output voltage and therefore increase the smaller variation that may appear in the V2 and Vx values, and we amplify that and detect it with the help of galvanometer. And the voltage gain depends on the values of R1 and R2 and the difference between V2 minus Vx. So even if the voltage difference is very small, that can be detected, and obviously the real null value can be achieved in the galvanometer. So this is the same differential amplifier using the same bridge. And what is the benefit of this kind of resistive bridge, balanced resistive bridge, is that practically we may locate the faults in the broken cables, in faulty cables, using the Murray loop test. And in this, basically, we also have the same four resistances in form of a bridge, and by varying the value of R1 and R2, by changing the ratio, and we can get the exact ratio between the wire resistance and the location where the fault is existing, and therefore getting the value of unknown resistance Rx, we can find out the distance, unknown distance, and exact location where the fault is has occurred. But problem in this case is that we should have a proper knowledge of the resistance of one proper length. There is, if we have certain limit of that resistance. For example, we know the start point and the end point, and the distance between that is only 1 kilometer. So we know the resistance is going to be the exact for that 1 kilometer cable. But sometimes the cable length is obviously higher than some of kilometers, or maybe it's more than that. So in that case, we may not know what is the exact value of the resistance. So then we have to apply another test, which is called Worley loop test, in which first we actually measure the resistance for a specific distance, and then we perform the location finding, just like in Murray loop test. So let's first look into what is Murray loop test, in which we know the distance, we know the resistance, and there should be at least one cable which should not be broken, and it should not contain any fault. And therefore, other cables faulty location we can find out with the help of that working cable. So in that scenario, we know the distance of the normal cable. Then we patch up the cable with the faulty cable, and then we have basically two portions in the faulty cable, Rx and Ry. So we combine all three resistances, Rg, Rx, Ry. Then we should have twice of the length resistance equal to the twice of the length, and therefore we can use the resistor bridge, balance resistor bridge, and find out the unknown ratio by varying R1 and R2 values of these two resistances. Again, in this case, we should have the null value at the galvanometer. So now in case of Warley loop test, we should basically first of all find out the resistance of normal cable which does not contain any fault, and there is even better if we find out two such cables, because for indefinite length, like if the length is more than some kilometers, 10 kilometer, 100 kilometer, we don't know, and it is not easy to measure the resistance by using the same cable which we have not laid, and we have just a roll of the cable, and from a roll we can find out how much straight length of the cable could be, यानी कि जो हमारे पास एक केबल का जो रोल होगा उसकी हमें टोटल जो लेंथ है वो पता होगी, लेकिन हो सकता है कि हमारे जो फॉल्टी केबल है उसमें जो लेंथ है वो इवन उससे ज़्यादा हो, ठीक है। तो इन दैट सिनेरियो इट इज़ नॉट इजी टू फाइंड द specific length and according to that specific resistance. So in this case the condition is that we should have a pair of normal cables without fault, so that we can patch up, we can use a jumper wire to patch two cables of same length, and therefore find out the resistance of that specific length. And therefore in this case we will have RA, and on this side we also have RA. So therefore the circuit would so if we connect the connector to one position, then the bridge is going to be look like this. And addition in this case you can find out that as compared to Warley loop test, Murray loop test, in Warley loop test we have made two modifications. One, we have put a selector switch and put a variable resistance on the other side of the galvanometer. In Murray loop test, you can see we are using only two resistance, R1 and R2, and both are variable. But in case of Warley loop test, we don't need R1 and R2 to be variable, or R3 to be variable, and in this case we have third resistance R2 which is variable, and this R2 is going to be in ratio with the 2RA. So this resistance is going to be R1, and this resistance is going to be R3, and here we have the detector, galvanometer, and on this side we have this 2RA, so that we can find the value of RA. And then finally we have variable value of R2. So now whatever is the length of length of two cables which are normal, they don't have any fault, so that we can first find out the value of RA. So we are going to change the value of R2, and therefore we are going to balance the bridge. So once the bridge is balanced, then we can write down the ratio as R1 over R3, and this is equal to 2RA and R2. So from here we can find the value of RA. So RA going to be R1 multiplied by R2 and divided by 2R3. So this is how we are going to find RA. Okay? So just keep in mind that in this case we need two normal cables, so that for a specific length we can find out the resistance and then find out the resistance between the fault which is to the ground, and for that we need to put the selector switch on the position 2. So this is when selector switch is connected to position 1.
सर एक क्वेश्चन है सर।
जी
सर
प्लीज।
RX जो है सर हमारे जो ग्राउंड वाला जो टर्मिनल हुआ है सर, इससे पहले तक की रेजिस्टेंस है या फिर अगले जो जंपर वायर के साथ जो कनेक्शन हुआ है वहां तक की रेजिस्टेंस है?
ये टोटल लेंथ की,
राइट सर।
जंपर वायर से लेके और हमारा जो जहाँ पे हम ये टेस्टिंग सेटअप लगाएंगे वहां तक ये सारा जो वायर है, ये हमारे पास एक नॉर्मल वायर होनी चाहिए ताकि हम उस लेंथ की जो रेजिस्टेंस है वो फाइंड करें।
और सर इस टोटल लेंथ की सर
सॉरी
सर ये नीचे तो RX ये फॉल्ट वायर के साथ जो लगाए वहां तक गए।
ये हम जो सेकंड स्टेप है उसके अंदर हम ये RX फाइंड करेंगे। ठीक है, तो अब जब हम स्विच को सेकंड मोड पे लगाएंगे, ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे हम जगह यूज कर लेते हैं। सो लेट्स सपोज नाउ S इज कनेक्टेड टू पोजीशन 2। सो व्हाट हैपेंस नाउ इज कि आपके पास सप्लाई जो है ये अब ग्राउंड से कनेक्टेड है, and on one side we have resistance RA, and then up to fault we have RY। ठीक है, and then is the midpoint where we have galvanometer connected, and then we have the value of RX. So at this point, sorry, we have actually ground, and then we have the value of Rx. And the value of R2, sorry, and then we have this midpoint where we have, after Rx, we have the galvanometer, and on the other side we have then R1, and on this side we have R2 and R3. ठीक है? थोड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो गया है. सो इसको हम किस तरीके से रियलाइज करें. ये करंट जो है यहाँ से इधर जाएगा टू द ग्राउंड, और यहाँ से जो करंट है वो इस तरफ आएगा. ठीक है, इधर से भी करंट ऐसे जाएगा, यहाँ से इधर होगा, इधर से इधर जाएगा, एंड देन फ्रॉम हियर कम्स टू दी हियर. ठीक है. सो अगर हम ये वाली जो ऊपर रेजिस्टेंस है इसको विद रिस्पेक्ट टू गैल्वेनोमीटर अगर हम देखें तो कैन वी राइट इट लाइक दिस. यानी कि अगर हम 2RA जो कि टोटल 2 केबल्स की जो टोटल लेंथ के अकॉर्डिंगली रेजिस्टेंस है, इसमें से अगर हम Rx को सब्ट्रैक्ट कर दें ठीक है, तो ये हमारे पास ये टोटल रेजिस्टेंस जो आ जाएगी जो कि बेसिकली इक्विवेलेंट रेजिस्टेंस होगा इसके, राइट. जो हमारी ये टोटल लेंथ है और इसमें से जो यहाँ पे सेंटर पॉइंट है ये वाला एरिया हमने इसमें से सब्ट्रैक्ट कर दिया, तो 2RA माइनस Rx इज द इक्विवेलेंट रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ दिस ब्रांच. ठीक है, तो फिर ये जो हमारा सर्किट होगा दैट वुड बी लुक लाइक दिस.
सर ये एक दफ़ा आप दोबारा एक्सप्लेन कर देंगे 2RA माइनस RX सर किस तरह हमारे पास इक्विवेलेंट रेजिस्टेंस आई है?
जी मैं अभी आपको वो एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूँ। देखिए हम यहाँ पे क्या कर रहे हैं कि हमारे पास जो फॉल्ट है वो आ रहा है इन बिटवीन समवेयर इन द लेंथ जो जिसकी टोटल रेजिस्टेंस RA है, और हमने डिवाइड कर दिया इसको दो पोर्शन में। एक जो है वो RX है, एक हमारे पास है RY। ठीक है। सो अगर हम पॉइंट A, B और इसको हम C पॉइंट कहते हैं या G पॉइंट, C पॉइंट, ठीक है, और ये हमारा D पॉइंट आ रहा है। ठीक है। सो टोटल जो रेजिस्टेंस बनेगी हमारे पास A पॉइंट से C पॉइंट तक यानी ग्राउंड तक, दैट इज बेसिकली RA प्लस RY। ठीक है। इसमें अगर हम RX को ऐड कर दें तो ये हो जाएगी 2R। Whereas in our case we don't have RX because there is a ground fault, so we subtract this RX on both sides. Okay, so we don't have this, and therefore the distance between A point and C point, that RA plus RY is equal to 2R minus RX. ये पॉइंट क्लियर हो गया?
यस सर।
सो यहाँ तक जो पॉइंट है इसमें से हमने RX की वैल्यू जो है वो सब्ट्रैक्ट कर दी। सो देयरफॉर वी कैन नाउ कनेक्ट द ग्राउंड ऑन दिस गैल्वेनोमीटर साइड। ठीक है। तो यहाँ से हमने 2RA में से माइनस RX कर दिया। सो नाउ ग्राउंड इज एट दिस पॉइंट। ठीक है। एंड देन व्हाट वी हैव little bit RX value lying there, so that is going to be added with the R2. So R2 we have plus RX with it. ठीक है। तो जो ऊपर वाली साइड है, सॉरी यहाँ पे मैं RX को मिस कर गया, एक्चुअली वो लगा हुआ है। तो हमने जो गैल्वेनोमीटर है इसकी लोकेशन, ठीक है, सो हमने इसमें जस्ट एक रेजिस्टेंस जो है वो ऐड कर दिया। ठीक है। सो यहाँ पे नीचे वाले में हमने कर दिया R2 प्लस RX, और ऊपर वाले में हमने कर दिया 2RA माइनस RX, एंड इट इज ग्राउंड। ओके, सो लेट्स अगेन कंसिडर के हमारा जो ब्रिज होगा दैट वुड बी बैलेंस्ड। So that means R1 divided by R3, and on the other side we have 2RA minus Rx and in denominator we have R2 plus Rx. So now let's find the value of Rx. So we have R1 multiplied by R2 plus Rx. On this side we will have R3 2 times R8 minus Rx R3. So we take the R1 R2 on the other side and then we have Rx with R1 plus Rx with R3 and R1 R2 is on the other side, so we have 2 times R3 RA minus R1 and R2. So now we can divide this by R1 plus R3 and we can divide this by R1 plus R2. This is cancelled out and therefore we can now find the value of Rx. Okay? So let's solve. Total length is 256. So total length is 256 and regarding this we have to find the value of RA. Whereas the value of R2, because this R2 is variable. Okay? So when position of the switch is changed, S was at one position and then we moved this selector switch to position 2. Therefore the configuration changed and accordingly R2 is going to be changed. So R2, when the switch is at position 1, its value is 36.5 to balance the bridge, and in second position, second scenario, the value of R2 changed because position was changed and the value of Rx was combined with this R2. So therefore in second case R2 was 20.4. So now we have to find the value of the distance, unknown distance where the fault exists. So we have to find that LX. So first let's find the value of RA. So in our case, RA is R1 R2 divided by 2 R3. R1 R2, and we'll take the value when switch is on position 1 and divided by R2 R3. So we have the value of R1 equal to 100. R3 is also 100. So we just need to half divide R2, which is 36.5 by 2. So therefore we'll get 18.25. In second case, now we need to find out the value of Rx, because resistance is equivalent to the distance, the length of the cable. So for Rx, we have 2 times R3 RA. Then, here I have R1 and R2. So this is 2. So 2 times R3 then we have RA minus R1 and R2, and this time we'll take R2 of position 2 because this is now second position value, and divided by R1 plus R3. So now 2 multiply by R3, which is 100, and that is multiplied by RA, which is 18.25, and we subtract from here R1, which is 100, and R2, which is 20.4. And then divide the R1 and plus R2, which is basically 200. So we can simplify it. In first point, we can divide 200 by 200, so we'll left with 18.25, and minus 100 divided by 200 is half, so we have 10.2. So the distance is 8.05 ohms. Okay, so now we can find the value of Lx, because Lx is directly proportional with Rx, so therefore we can find it like this. So we have to find the value of Lx. Total distance is 256, and the ratio of Rx to Ra is 8.05. 5 by 18.25. So therefore, we can find out the value of Lx. And कितना होगा ये Lx? करेंगे कैलकुलेट करना करूँ
Sir, 112.9.
112.9 feet. So this is how we are going to implement this Varley loop test, and we will get the value of distance. ठीक है जी. So any question as far as Varley loop test is concerned?
सर एक दफा सर ये बता दें कि R2 प्लस RX हमने सर क्यों किया था? R1 माइनस RX की सर समझ आ गई थी सर. ठीक
हो गया. R2 प्लस RX हमने इसलिए किया है क्योंकि ऑल्दो गैल्वेनोमीटर जो है वो यहाँ पे D पॉइंट के ऊपर कनेक्टेड है. ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे हमने थोड़ी सी आप कह लें कि निग्लिजेंस या एजम्पशन जो है वो ये की है कि इधर से जो करंट यहाँ पे ग्राउंड पे जाएगा, ठीक है, तो हम कंसिडर कर रहे हैं कि ये वाली जो रेजिस्टेंस है दिस इज टू स्मॉल कंपेयर टू दिस R2. ठीक है. सो देयरफॉर वी आर कनेक्टिंग दिस D पॉइंट टू दिस फॉल्ट लोकेशन. ठीक है, क्योंकि यहाँ से ग्राउंड है और करंट जो है ये RX के थ्रू होता हुआ जाएगा. ठीक है. सो देयरफॉर वी हैव चेंज दिस RX टू एट दिस पॉइंट. हमने इसको थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे बजाय इसके कि इधर हम इसको कंसीडर करते हैं, हमने इसको इधर कंसीडर कर लिया और यहाँ से हमने जो 2RA था उसमें से हमने इस RX को रिमूव कर दिया. जी ठीक है.
यस सर.
क्योंकि यहाँ आप अगर देखें जो रेजिस्टेंस की वैल्यू है उसके अकॉर्डिंगली यहाँ जो R2 है ये लिटिल बिट हायर देन द वैल्यू ऑफ RX. ठीक है. और सो थोड़ा सा हमने इसके अंदर ये जो मॉडिफिकेशन है ये थोड़ी सी की है और इस तरह से हमने ये इसका जो इक्विवेलेंट है वो इस तरह से डिफाइन कर लिया कि यहाँ पे जो रेजिस्टेंस है दैट इज ट्वाइस ऑफ RA माइनस RX. ठीक है. और वो जो RX की वैल्यू है वो फिर हमने R2 के साथ कंबाइन करके फिर हम इसको बैलेंस कर.
राइट सर.
Any other question? चलो ब्रेक ले लेते हैं, फिर उसके बाद फिर आगे डिस्कशन कंटिन्यू करते हैं. So let's have a break.